Okay guys, as I was getting ready for today's Busted Out, I have this little case that has been holding my Heartfelt creation stuff for a very long time. And then I also have my Anna Griffin things in here that I busted out not too long ago, where it was like layering, embossing folders, kind of something where you can kind of play around with that. But not gonna lie, I'm not really looking forward to this. I'll show it to you in just a minute. But if I do have links in the description box there for other items, not so much these things, they're affiliate links, which means I'll make a small commission if you're purchasing items to those links. Having said that, Spellbinders did just kick off their sale today. I know this is busted out, but you know, I already made a video for that, for the sale, their spring sale. That starts today. It usually goes on for about a week. I'll have the expiration date there if I find it. And then TONIC also has their daily deals for spring clearance or sales. And today they have a mystery bag. So depending on when you're watching this, it might be gone, but they have a mystery bag, and they also have a goodie bag, and then a bunch of other cool bundles. So you might want to check that out. But I saw this and I was like, oh yeah, that's cool. Because the reason I had remembered Spellbinders is because I have really, really old dies from them. Like this one is a set they made specifically for Heartfelt creation, so I don't think this is on their site. Either way, these are super old. These are like 8 or 9 years old, if not older. And then like this Blossom set is something that Spellbinders has. They have something similar to this in their sale right now. That's like $1. But anyway, this is something that Heartfelt Creations created to go along with this set that Spellbinders already had. Okay, that there was something they already had in their lineup. So like these guys, like this, it doesn't even have a name. That's what I was looking at this. I'm like, I got them at Expo, and I'm sure I got them in some kind of bundle deal. They're really sweet. The lady that Emma Lou, I forget her name right now because that might be totally wrong. She reminds me a lot of the Leah France lady. They look very similar. That's why I always get them mixed up. But she would give, military discount. Very sweet lady. I'd chat with her, and it's awesome. So I like going to expos for that reason. A lot of times you meet the people from the companies. Like Stephanie Bernard, she's there too. But anyway, I don't really know what to do with this anymore. If you look at they're flat. There's no really shaping here. I remember back in the day we would maybe add a glitter or something. I'm going to try. I want to work with these because it looks like not what I want to work on. So I have the 2 sets that went along with that rose. So much bigger, and then smaller, and then like a little rosebud. This one's really pretty though. It says it matches the peony nest abilities. Doesn't have a name on here. Apparently I've never used that one. I don't even think I've used the rose ones. That's funny. I'm just looking to see if there's ink left on them. So there's a peony. The dahlia. What's funny about this dahlia set is I don't have anything else to go along with it other than this set here. That's snowflakes. So it matches the dahlia set. So when you cut it out, even though it's round, it's going to have points like the dahlia. I don't even think I've ever used that. And then this is to go along with leaves. Yep, here are the leaves. Life is good, it says, and has different little things, and you can just use the leaf dies just as leaves, but she also has stamps that go along with it. And the daisy. So I think the daisy is probably more contemporary, and goes with those dies that we saw at the very beginning. I could probably work with this a little more nowadays, right? Because, you can shape these the way the little petals are kind of on their own. And then this one here goes back to the Blossom set. This is really pretty. I love the look of this. Again, I just don't know what to do. I think this is the only one I probably did use. Yeah, I can see there's ink on those. But other than that, it's been a while and I haven't used them. So let me put these back because I don't need the Blossom right now. Dahlia goes with this guy. And then we're going to try this rose. And I'm going to try to shape it, and maybe that's the worst idea in the world. Oh, there's the peony set for that guy. And we'll see what happens. I honestly am not expecting much. I'm going to try to shape it. If it doesn't look right, then I guess we'll just make something flat. But I think that's one of the reasons I never really use these. So let's start with maybe white paper. I don't want to use super heavy paper. Let me think. Let me grab some heavyweight paper from Hobby Lobby. They're white heavyweight, and I will be right back. Oh my gosh, honestly, I don't know what to do with these things. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is use that paper. I have some embossing powder because I think I'm gonna use some VersaFine. What? Yeah. I don't know why I brought this out because this is clear. If I put clear on just clear, it's just gonna be clear. Which actually I guess would give a cool look if you went over it with a different color and then you see the white underneath as the lines. That would be kind of cool. But anyway, I'm gonna use black, which might be too garish, right? You know what? That's okay. I'm gonna do these different too, because usually I go with like pink and purple. Let's do like yellow or something. But okay, I don't want to start with the big guy because I don't even know what I'm gonna do. So I'm just gonna use these 3. I don't know, I'm so scared of this. As you see, I've never used these, so I'm gonna take the back off of this. I try to put this clingy stuff back on the back because I like to keep nice and pristine and clean, because stuff will stick to this, and you can always wash them a little bit and wash that off, and then it'll stick again. But I like to just keep it like this. What was that? I thought I heard Miranda, and she's at school. So that was weird. All right, so let's do that. Oh my gosh, this is a big boy. Maybe I should use the precision press just in case I miss an area. I really just want the outer edges to be good because I'm going to layer this up anyway. Ooh, stamped really nicely. Again, it's that good red rubber stamp. That looks really pretty. I'm going to emboss it right now, I think, because that way it does take a minute to dry, but you do want to get the juiciest. Where is my little... So I recently moved things around. There it is. And I have to use my same old that I've been using for a long time. Can't go grab another one. No. Coffee filter, I just like doing that. So anyhow, that should be enough to cover the whole thing once it gets down here. Let's go this way. Let's go a little bit this way. Oh gosh, I was wondering what day it was. I was thinking, since I already know this is going to be kind of brutal today, that my neighbor's landscaper was going to show up, and they did. So I'm going to go close my windows, but I'm going to obviously apply a heat tool to this and just melt that. And I'm also going to stamp this guy, and I'll be right back. So as I do this, I just want to tell you guys, because maybe you're new to embossing, that's in clear embossing powder. I'll have the link for it. All you have to do is bring your heat tool, and as soon as you see that it becomes clear or shiny, move on, okay? Because if you stay there, see how it's getting much darker, move on to the next area. And you can do it from the bottom also. I'm not a fan of doing that, but you can just put your heat underneath. I think that's weird, but some people do that, so there you go. Again, it gets it going, move on. If you stay in one place too long, it stops being puffy and it flattens out is what happens, which is really weird. But okay. And that's that. Pretty. Okay, I'll be right back. We're all done. And real quick, I'm just doing the 3 layers. Maybe I need to do more. I don't know. For right now, I honestly don't know what I'm going to do. The reason I use a filter, I'll just show you the coffee filters, because then you just go like this and drop it back in. There's some little dusty stuff in there too, but that's okay. All right, so what we're going to do now is cut these out. Now, these shouldn't be too difficult. Oh, I didn't keep the dies out for some reason. As they should be basically symmetrical. That's how the Spellbinder's die was designed. I'll put these away in just a minute here. Oh, you know what? I should do the leaves while we're at it. I don't know. We'll see. I wasn't really planning on using those leaves because those are kind of like... These can be petals and they can be leaves. They can be whatever you want, but they're not really like a rose shape, so I figured I might as well not even try them. Oh goodness, I didn't close my window yet. Did I keep the dies up? No, because I was going to use on this. Yeah, there you go. So we have this guy. And again, you can make your aperture if you want it to be set up better. But you know what? Before I actually cut these out, I'm going to go ahead and color them while they're still on the paper. That way it's easier to manipulate them. Maybe we'll shape them, but I don't know. So I need those 3. Let me grab my yellow and maybe orange inks, and I'll be right back. These are 2 colors I've never used before. I'm just going to use the water reactive inks that I have from Crafter's Companion. And you know, it's because I use the quick dry inks a lot, and I just neglect these other ones. So let me cut these open. People ask about the inks all the time. I have an old video. I don't know how old it is now. Old enough that hybrid inks weren't really out yet, or at least I wasn't using them yet, but you can check it out. And I think it's called like All I Know About Inks and Stamps, or Stamps and Inks. I don't know, something like that. You get some info there. So, okay, I'm gonna use these little tiny daubers, and I don't have a yellow one because I hardly use these, so there we go. So let's use lemon tonic and orange. So I'll take the orange, and I'll I'll put the orange in like the deeper areas. Like I said, I don't even know if this is gonna work with what I'm thinking of trying to do. I'm gonna try to shape them anyways. Anyway. I know I say a lot of funny things sometimes and I don't realize that they're funny. My son's like, that's because you're from California or whatever. Obviously he's from California too. I'm like, no, it's not. Like the way I say water. I'm like, it's water. Like if this is water, I don't, what? And then I realize, I guess I am saying water with like D's, not water. Who says water? Nobody. He's like, no, listen to other people and you'll see. I'm like, So now I'm very conscious when I say water. But I think I just glance over the T. I'm not really saying water. I don't know. Who knows? All right, so let's get in the yellow. Oh, I'm looking forward to my roses out there, my Frida Kahlo rose, because it's like yellow and pink, and then when it does start fading out after a while, it's like more of like an orange, and it just looks really cool, like a painting. All right, so I'm gonna do that with these guys. Trying to get the yellow on the edges is what I'm trying to do. You see what I'm saying? Usually you're just layering them up on top of each other. That's not, you know, it's an old school way because these are really old. I know Heartfelt Creations has some new ones like the classic rose and they're so pretty because it's the kind where you can mess with the petals, right? With this one, it's just flat. Not much going on there. Okay, I think that's good enough. So now I'm going to go ahead and die cut these. I'll just run them through the marquee. They don't really have any like embossing features, and I don't even know if they're right on the edge, to be honest. I might have to make an aperture, which is kind of a bummer. Let me see here. Look at this old piece of paper here. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do, just in case, because I'm not sure how much white space they leave. I'm assuming they don't leave like any. So real quickly, I'll show you what I mean by making an aperture. Oh my gosh, look at my little Daiso donut. So cute. Okay, let's put that there. I put my coral marquee to rest. I'll be using the gold one for a while. I have two because, you know, Diane Press sent one for Ryu, and then I bought one so I can get the auto ship. And so I have, this is the one I got myself. All right, so there it is. Actually, it gives a little bit of a embossing edge anyway. Oopsie. I'm gonna trim this out real quick. I don't know that we're gonna get much of what I'm looking for personally in this, but we will see. All right, so let's look through. Sorry, let me get more in frame so you can see what I'm saying. Oh yeah, so this one's pretty on the edge. So what's funny about this is that a lot of people say, oh, I love that trick, thank you, or like, I've never seen that before. The reason I even know this trick of making an aperture is because of Heartfelt Creations from, you know, a decade ago. Because how else are you going to do this, especially with the red rubber stamps? Like, it was, you know, a whole thing. It might be a little bit different. I don't know. These look like they match up, but then here it doesn't quite. So I'm wondering, it has to be exactly the same. Don't you think it's symmetrical? Either way, I'm going to keep messing with this until I get it where I want it to be. That's funny. I wonder if the blossom... See how that one's more bulgy and that one's a little bit more flat? Maybe it's not perfectly symmetrical, but I feel like this is the way to do it either way. Interesting, yeah. Like there-ish. Okay, I'm just gonna go for it. We'll see what happens. Now I would put another little extra piece of tape. You don't want that to move. And I'll do the same thing with the other ones. You know why it doesn't want to stick? Because of the ink is still a little bit wet. Okay, well that's better than eyeballing it. I don't think it's going to be super, super close because like I said, the edge is kind of funky a little bit. But look at that. Not bad. This does bug me. I'm not going to lie. But I don't see how else it would have been done. Huh. Okay, I'm going to do the other two. And there goes something. And I'll be right back. One. As I'm working with this, I think what it is not that the Spellbinder's dye is off, but maybe it is because it does have like a puffier and then see how this one looks flatter, this one's a little puffier. She obviously had designed these to go along with this, so I think, you know, obviously she probably had the outline of it and then just designed her little images. Like this one fits a lot better than like the middle one, than like the big one. That big one was really kind of off, but still not perfect, and that's okay. I just wasn't expecting that. Oh, I'm telling you, it doesn't want to stick because of, let me make sure we're still where we want to be. Oh, come on. It's because they're still pretty wet there. I'm gonna hold that. I'm gonna hold this. Hope it doesn't move. All right. I'm gonna grab that McGill mat, and hopefully we can do a little shaping. Like I said, I don't know if this is gonna work the way I want it to, because otherwise what you normally do with these, or did back in the day, is basically like decoupage. So you have that one, you pop this one up, and you pop this one up, you know? So you have the different layers. I think I'm gonna trim this away because that bugs me. So hold on. Let's see what we got going on here. I guess you could take like a black ink and just go around the edges, but that's a lot, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of a lot left over there. So, or I could take the die and replace it where I think it should go and trim that off, because it won't hurt this other side. It's already cut. But you know what? That's good enough. Do you want to get really technical here? Let's get in here. Okay. And the reason I'm going to use the McGill mat is because that little mat that I have from Crafter's Companion, it is kind of, it's okay. It does what it does, like with the flower foaming, the foam flower forming. But I'm going to grab this McGill mat, which, interestingly enough, I have the Heartfelt Creations shaping set, forming set, and I just don't know where it is. I bet you it's in a bag from an expo, and which I still have like several bags from expos out in the garage. So if they're, well, I took all the papers out because I always tell you guys I don't store papers in the garage because they can get humidity and moist and just grossness out there. But I do have other things out there, and I have a feeling that's where this stuff is. Because even, you know what? I know that's where it is, because the other day I was out there looking for some other stuff, and I found a whole bunch of Heartfelt Creations, like some of their newer ones out there from an expo from maybe 6 years ago or so. And I told myself, you should bring those in, and I did not bring them in. So maybe I should have brought those out, because these are really old school. These are so just kind of weird to work with. Where's my third ball tool? There it is. So I have my Crafter's Companion ones. I always have them, okay, whenever I picked up the Gemini Junior, it was on HSN when they had that, it came with the tool caddy or whatever. So I have the tool caddy, I have my Gemini Junior right next to it, so I keep my plates in between there, and then I keep other tools that I use. And even tape is in the little tape holder, and I keep all these flower forming things in that caddy, so it's really easy to get to and use. Okay, guys. Oh, yeah. This is what I'm thinking. I don't know. I'm thinking about just messing around the edges. So you see I'm kind of following the curve of this on the edges. So this McGill mat is kind of like a hard rubber. And actually, I mean, it's not hard, I mean like firm. Maybe the back of that Tonic Studios magnetic plate might work, because it has some of this. You know, all you need is just something soft to push into. It's not like, okay. And then I was going to push it in the center. Just a little bit, as much as I can. I don't even think that's going to make a difference. I'm just trying to get some, what's the word? I guess I could spray it too. The reason I didn't want to spray is because this is water reactive, and I didn't want to get that on here. But I suppose I can spray it from the back and see what happens. Just a little bit of water. I'll do the same thing for these guys. Just a little bit. Just a little something. Even if it gets on the front, that's fine. I just don't want the color to run too much. Okay. Oh, yeah, that sure got wet. All right. This one's a little bit smaller. Let me use a little bit smaller tool. Okay, sometimes busted out is a bust, because things can get very old and it's just not the style you want anymore, right? And with this one, again, we can decoupage it. I just think it's cuter if we did something more. I think that's good for there. And then this way. Oh, see, now that it's wet, it did crunch a little more. This one's just interesting because of the way it, oh yeah, that ink sure got on my mat here. Maybe I should do it backwards and then do the center part later. Like for now, just do this part. That way they'll stay a little bit. There's a little movement there. This little center one. I wonder if I puffed it up like, no, I still want to push it down the center. Okay, I'm gonna let these set up just a little bit. Maybe I'll hit them with a heat tool and then I'll push them down the center and then we'll put it together and see what happens. Wait for them to dry a little bit better. I'm trying to see if it makes a difference if I push that down. This one, since I beat this one up a little bit more, it's a little easier to manipulate. We can stick that together. And then I was thinking maybe this one should go up instead of back the other way. Let's see what happens. It's okay. It's not my favorite. So maybe they should all go up. Oh no, you know, that's not bad. Okay, I'll leave it like that. I'm gonna mess with this one a little bit more just to get these edges a little bit more furled. And I'll be right back. That's what I'll do. I'm gonna have to hold this for a minute though because it is kind of big and thick. So what I'm gonna do is put some glue down the center. And supposedly this is how you're supposed to use the flowers, you know? It's like, what? You can also put a little glue and maybe some glitter on the edges. That's another thing that was popular to do back in those days. What I'm gonna do is hold these down. And I'm gonna hold that down for a little bit and then I'll put glue and then just pop this one on the center and hold that down too, okay? So I'm not gonna bore you all with waiting for glue to dry, literally. But I'll be right back. Since that guy's still out there using a blower. I'm telling you, they use a blower like the whole time. I don't hear mowing, I don't hear just a lot of blowing. It's crazy. All right, I'm gonna use that cool little swirl that's in that leaf set. And I suppose this one could be, what's the word? Embossed. Because if you see there's, well, I'm not going to do it, but these little areas right here can be embossed a little bit more into the project there, the piece of paper. So now it's just pretty flat, but we could have embossed that. And I have just a card base. Again, I always keep these little Spellbinders card bases sitting here. This guy, I think he's all put together. Not my favorite. It's okay. Again, I was just trying to bring it more contemporary, and I don't know if I got that done, but I think I'm gonna put that there. Yeah. It's just because I'm not doing the leaves, and that's why I did it in green. And then before I finish that up, of course, I'm gonna pull this guy out. Ugh, I was gonna say, where's my little mat? I know I have a box here. Oh well, I'll just have to clean up right afterwards. So this is that Silk Luster. This might be in the sale, actually, because they're always putting this stuff on sale on Spellbinders. This is Fresh Sage Silk, and this is the color I love. I think they have a black one. They have several different colors, but all I do with this stuff is just kind of... And what it does is it leaves the color and like a silvery, kind of like those 80s pens we used to use, those markers. You shake them up, and it kind of just leaves some color with that silver, which is really cool. I never noticed. Yeah, I was gonna say it might go into the back, but that's okay. Let me see here. Can you see that? It's like metallic. Okay, and then I'm just gonna glue this to this corner here. So I'm just gonna apply some glue on the back of that and hold that down, and then we'll come back and finish it up. I don't really know if I'm gonna have a sentiment for it, but any, die cut words or a little banner or whatever it is, or even stamping right on here since it has plenty of room. We can add a sentiment, but for now I'm just gonna some glue and just place that right there. I'm gonna hold that down and I'll be right back. So just grabbing some other, I always keep this stuff on my desk, like these little centers or like those pearlescent centers, and I was thinking maybe this might work because it's green and with the bring out some of that green. Well, let's just pull one out. Actually, if we're gonna do one, we might as well do two. Something like in here and in here. I've had these forever and I haven't really used them because they're really bulky. Maybe just one. Let's see what it looks like with just one. Looks kind of boring with just one, doesn't it? Do I need two in one area? I was gonna say it's too much, but now I'm going with much more. Or maybe we won't even use them. We'll see. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I think it looks better with two and then one or something. Okay. But let's face these the right way because I feel like they're... Let me see if that's any better. Come on. I don't know, these are kind of weird. I'm gonna end up not using them at all or something. Just be like, ah, forget it. The problem with them is that it's not pretty right underneath. Like, that's okay. I don't like the way this one keeps wanting to show too much. Okay. I'm just going to put a big old glop of glue of 3D glue gel. This stuff starts holding up pretty quickly, but it does take a while to actually dry. So as you can see, I put just a ton of it. Try to see my little rose. Right there. Tuck that in. Push that one in a little bit more. I want more of this green to show. There we go. And what I'll do with this is I'm going to put a little dab of glue and just hold this down just so that this little calyx part will cover some of that stick. But let me move that down a little bit. All right. Well, that is it. Again, sentiment, just a stamp, nothing, you know, whatever it is that you want to do. Hopefully, you know, I brought it up a little bit into the 2000s and 10s, I guess. All right, guys, thanks for watching. If you have any, let me know what you do with them, or if you've even used them in a long time, or again, just put them away like we like to do. I probably should have brought this down just a little more this way, but I kind of wanted this whole thing to be taken up by this, so that's kind of why I brought it in a little bit up. Anyway, all right, guys, I'll have the links for the different spellbinders and tonic stuff away. I'm thinking maybe the other thing you can do with stamps like these, they're just kind of archaic, right? And the design is just make backgrounds with them. How pretty would that be, right? With this, or like a little mixed media, just doing the little backgrounds. I think that's what I'll do next time, because we have even this little rosebud. I could have probably stamped, and that'd be cute in the background. Yeah, I think that would be good. All right, guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you at the next one. Bye now.